find us on the web at mbradio.us.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at mbradio.us.
Hey, let's go! Get in here! Let's go! Get in here right now! Get in here! Hey, we got 30 minutes for the rest of our lives! 30 minutes for the rest of our lives! That's our plan in the first half. It ain't happening. We get the ball. I promise you one thing. We're going to hit somebody and we're taking down the field for a touchdown. I guarantee you that. Guarantee. Look at me. Let's go. We got 30 minutes. Let's go. For the rest of our lives. For the rest of our lives. Let's go. Let's go. Lock on. Hey, lock on. Lock on. Hey, put your heart on the table. We got it.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the final timeout. I'm here with your host, HG. A lot to talk about going on in the sporting world today. We've had the NBA draft round 1 last night. Plenty of trades. The World Cup group stage is starting to wind down as teams get ready for their final matches of the group stage. MLB All-Star rosters are starting to take shape. We're starting to see who's leading the voting there. WNBA season really starting to pick up. We've got some news or some updates on the Brendan Sorsby case, and I'm going to take another crack at the 82-0 challenge today to round out the show. But we'll get it started with the World Cup. A lot of interesting matches that took place throughout the week. We will flash it back to Wednesday, and Portugal was forced into a draw by the Congo DR. Very big upset there. Just crazy. A team with Cristiano Ronaldo that wasn't able to get it done against what was considered, one of the weaker opponents in that group. That's why you play the games. Congo didn't want. They showed up and they played for 90 plus whatever minutes it was out there on that pitch, forced the draw, and kept themselves alive to qualify. We have over the Thursday, big victory for the Swiss over Bosnia. Canada with an absolute thrashing of Qatar, 6-0 there. Somebody had a hat trick in this. Have to forgive me. I'm still learning a lot of these players' names. Very American of me. But I'm learning a little bit more.
And we don't cover hockey. There's a reason why we don't cover soccer.
Yeah. Jonathan David, that was his name. Okay. With the hat trick for the Canadians. Very, very impressive performance out of him there. And then, I guess I can kind of see the appeal of soccer sometimes, because this was a 1-0 game, but was a game we were covering at my work, and Mexico, South Korea, pretty entertaining 1-0 match. Had a couple of phenomenal saves from the Mexican goalie there. Now, Friday, Australia falls to the United States. USA officially clinching a spot in the knockout round with 2 victories. Been pretty dominant, man, so far through the group stage. The United States has winning 6-1 over their opponents, only giving up 1 goal in this. So they got out to a really strong start, and then, despite Australia really playing a lot better in the second half, the 2-0 lead held. Weren't really as aggressive on attacking as we were, but we played good defense. Had some good saves. Australia blew a couple of good shot opportunities, and United States, man, what? It's definitely, this is an exciting team. This is one of the better teams we've had. They've really got a good possibility to go far. I was kind of secretly hoping that there is a way that I don't know. There's no guarantee that this could happen, but there's a slight possibility of the United States and England playing each other on July 4th. And man, would that just be that would be cinematic. I think we could all really get into soccer that day. Would be a lot of fun. Brazil getting a nice rebound after their draw with Morocco, 3-0 over Haiti. And Morocco also taking down Scotland that same day. Netherlands is continuing to roll. They had a 5-1 victory over Sweden. Germany's still looking good. I got to give the Ivory Coast credit. They really played the Germans tough. And honestly, they had some shots to beat them. They got a little sheepish, a little scared. I mean, 2 really good shot opportunities that they passed on. And, you know, it's the World Cup, man. You can't be afraid to take those shots, especially against a powerhouse like Germany. That's just always one of the better teams. So that one definitely is going to hurt a little bit for the Ivory Coast. Sunday, and I guess late Saturday night into Sunday, didn't miss much. Japan with a 4-0 victory over Tunisia. Spain's continuing to or bounces back after being forced into a draw with Cape Verde. They go ahead and beat Saudi Arabia 4-0. Had a draw between Iran and Belgium, so which is both teams at 2 draws so far. Cape Verde, man, this small little nation forcing another draw with Uruguay now. Real shot that they make the knockout rounds. I think they got to play Saudi Arabia still, so victory there would go a long way for them to potentially making it into the knockout round. Only team in their group with a victory is Spain at the moment. And then Egypt with a bit of a upset or victory over New Zealand. Flash forward to Monday, Argentina continuing to keep their title defense strong. They take down Austria 2-0. Lionel Messi setting a World Cup record with his 17th and 18th goal in the World Cup, just of all time, which is crazy. He's scored, I think, all of Argentina's goals so far. That team's going to definitely be dangerous. They're going to go far. Even with Messi probably playing in his last World Cup, getting up there at 39, he's got a really good youthful team behind him that is really playing with a lot of passion for their GOAT. The team that is hungry and looking to win the World Cup after coming up just short back in 2022, France is continuing to roll. They had a 3-0 victory over Qatar or over Iraq. One of my favorite teams, and I really like their player, Erling Haaland from Norway, man. They've went down to the wire with Senegal, but come away with a 3-2 victory there to stay undefeated in group play. Going over to last night, Portugal got back on track with a 5-0 victory over Uzbekistan. This was an interesting matchup. It was kind of a unstoppable object meets an immovable force in England versus Ghana. Ghana has never lost a game 2 of the group stage in their entire history of the World Cup. England has never lost to an African team in the group cup. And so it was like Did something have to give? Well, you can still draw, and it was a 0-0 draw. So quite literally, nothing gave there. Which I've got an English coworker. He is going to be hearing about that today when I come in. We got to talk a little trash. Yeah, Colombia taking down the Congo last night as well, 1-0. Croatia got a victory over Panama. I was actually able to catch a little bit of this game. That Croatian goalie made some incredible plays late in that one because Panama really had a couple of good looks around the 70th and 75th minute. Really some good opportunities to score, but the Croatian goalie anchored down and got a couple of good stops there. All right, so update on the standings and what it is looking like. Well, you've got Mexico is a shoo-in. They, at the very least, are going to be second, but they have the head-to-head over South Korea. So whether they win, lose, or draw, they should be the number 1 seed coming out of Group A. South Korea just needs to probably get a victory, although they've got a tough South Africa team. And South Africa and Chesnia both looking to win and potentially be the 3rd seed or potentially the 1 seed the 2 seed and to make it into the knockout round. So that South Korea game is essentially a knockout game for South Africa. There's maybe a shot for South Korea to still make it if they lose, but South Africa basically needs to win. And Chesney needs to win to have a shot as well. Canada and Switzerland are leading Group B right now, both with 4 points. Canada has the goal differential advantage to them, and they both need to play each other. So that's essentially the game for the 1 seed out of Group B. Bosnia and Qatar will be playing each other in the upcoming week. That is essentially a knockout game. One of those teams needs to win to have a chance to, they would jump. If that Canada-Switzerland game isn't a draw and one of those teams does win, they have a chance to jump the loser or tie with the loser. And then it just goes to head-to-head. So that could be really big for them in that one. We've got the Group C, Brazil and Morocco currently tied right there. They've already played each other. That was a draw. So right now, Brazil has to beat Scotland, and they will end up taking Group C. Morocco has to beat Haiti and needs Brazil to lose or to beat Haiti by 2 more goals than whatever Brazil scores in the game against Scotland. So that's a tough Scottish team, though. I don't will Brazil probably win? There's a good shot that they're a really good squad, but the Scots have a really tough team. So, and they're playing to, if they force a draw, that's going to be huge. That's going to be four points in their group stage. I think that'll be one of your better 3 seeds coming out of a group there. Like I said, the United States is pretty much set. They've already clinched. They're the 1 seed regardless. Even if Australia beats Paraguay coming up later, we've got the head-to-head. We've got the goal differential. Won't matter. United States is the Group D 1 seed. Australia and Paraguay both with 3 points rather do need to a victory would go a long way in just ensuring you're the 2 seed and getting yourself in there. And then, Turkey will really want to win against the United States to even just have a shot to maybe qualify. Germany's just about got Group E secured. The Ivory Coast, they've got the head-to-head, so they're going to probably take Group E. The Netherlands and Japan in Group F, really neck and neck right there. And if I remember correct, I believe those 2 teams need to play each other? No, they did. So that was a draw. That's right. Those two teams drew. So the Netherlands is going to have Tunisia. Tunisia, not one of the stronger teams in this World Cup. So I think the Netherlands probably take Group F, but Japan could be. It'll be interesting, that game against Sweden. Sweden definitely will try to want to force a draw and give themselves an outside shot to qualify as one of the 8 3 seeds that make it through. Right now, you've got Egypt leading Group G. Their last game, they need to play, I believe it's Iran is their last team that they've got to play in the group stage. So a victory there, and they basically wrap up Group G, and we'll take that one, be the 1 seed there. Belgium, victory over New Zealand, and Iran loss would jump Belgium into the 2 seed there. Spain has a 2-point lead in Group H. As we come up to our final match here, they need to play Uruguay, who's currently the 2 seed. So victory for Spain should secure them a victory. And like I said, a victory for Cape Verde and a Uruguay loss, and Cape Verde is your 3 seed coming out of the Group H, which would be fantastic for that little country. They've shown a lot of heart in this one, and that would be awesome to see them make it into the knockout round. So France and Norway are pretty much running away with the Group I. They haven't played each other yet, but both teams have absolutely dunked on Iraq and Senegal in their other 2 games. They've gotten their victories there. So this one won't really, I mean, maybe you're playing for pride, but a draw of it pretty much is what both teams can hope for. Even Senegal and Iraq, neither team really has a chance to catch France or Norway, and that one's wrapped up there. It's just going to be who's going to be the 1, who's going to be the 2. Argentina, their final game, I believe they've got to play is against Jordan, who hasn't won a game yet. I think they'll probably win that one as well. Just give themselves the cushion over Austria. I mean, they have the head-to-head, so they've basically wrapped up Group J as well. Colombia right now is leading Group K. Portugal definitely needs a victory. I think these 2 teams, yeah, that's right, they do play each other. So Portugal's basically playing to steal the 1 seed from Colombia. Congo, if Portugal loses and the Congo DR wins, because they forced a draw there, I think you're going to go down to goal differential. So, I mean, Portugal does have a +5 goal differential right now, so the Congo would need to score a lot of goals, but it definitely makes something interesting and opens a victory over Uzbekistan, opens the door for Congo to get one of those 8 3 seed spots in the elimination round. And then finally coming down to Group L, England and Ghana are tied both with a victory, and then they drew in their second match. So England needs a victory over Panama to secure the 1 seed. Ghana needs a victory over Croatia and to basically outscore England by 2 if they do beat Panama, or an England loss to help them there. And then Croatia, which has been a pretty competitive team throughout this, will definitely be no easy takedown for Ghana. And Panama's still got a lot of pride to play with. They've been close in a couple of their matches. But I would imagine England probably ends up with the 1 there if I had to predict. All right. Well, that is me doing my best as an American, doesn't know a ton about soccer, to explain the World Cup for you. I gotta say, I'm learning to appreciate it a little bit. There's definitely some fun moments, and just to see the pride of all the different countrymen and everywhere, and it's fun seeing some of those smaller nations that just struggle to qualify, get their shot on this big stage. It means a lot for those fans there. And just, all the different fans from around the world coming together and sharing. I do see the appeal of it. It's a pretty special sporting event. And we still got a ways to go. We aren't even really even into the best of it. We're still just going through the group stages. So that's going to do it for our first segment here until the final whistle, until the final timeout. Stay with us. We still got a lot of show left. When we come back, I'm going to jump into the MLB All-Star talk. We're also going to go over the WNBA. So don't go anywhere. You're watching the final timeout here on Military Broadcast Radio, powered by Work Simple.
Could have slipped around the corner at my favorite coffee shop. Could have passed your Subaru in the Belcourt parking lot. Could have sat just feet away from me on a flight back to Tennessee. Few rows apart. When I tell you I feel lucky, believe that it's the truth. Somehow in this giant world you found me and I found you. Could have been a blind date, had to cancel, I was running late. Could have never been that friend of a friend. Could have almost met a million times, lived totally separate lives. I miss all we've ever been. When I tell you I feel lucky, believe that it's the truth. Somehow in this giant world you found me and I found you. Could have never left the desert, had your California dream. Could have stayed back in the Midwest, you know I miss Missouri. Moved halfway across the country, now we're standing here today. I won't take for granted that our lives turned out this way. When I tell you I feel lucky, believe that it's the truth. Somehow in this giant world you found me and I found you. You found me and I found you.
Penalty on YOU. Delay of game. 5 seconds before the show. But hey, thanks for watching.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Find us on the web at mbradio.net.
Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final timeout on Military Broadcast Radio in the Work Simple Studios here in Westminster, Colorado. Left off talking a little World Cup action. And now we're going to shift gears a little bit, bring it back a little home, a little more domesticated sports. The MLB All-Star race heating up here. I've got the MLB.com official ballot leaders for all positions here. We're going to go ahead and take a look, give our thoughts. I got to say, from what I've seen so far, I'm liking it. There's a lot of really good players, really deserving players on here. First base. Well, I don't think any of these guys don't necessarily deserve to be here. I feel that you've got Vlad Guerrero, obviously fantastic player. A bit more is leading it right there. You've got Murakami from the White Sox. Happy to see him on here. He's been having a fantastic season. He's at third place. Ben Rice also been a big breakout player for the Yankees this year. Like I said, I don't think Vlad's undeserving here, but like those two guys, I might put ahead of them just because I feel like they've been a lot more productive this year. It's been a bit of a down year in terms of power hitting for Vlad. I believe he only has like 4 homers this season, something like that. So still definitely an all-star caliber player and everything. And Rice is leading first baseman with home runs this year, but all very deserving players. Nick Kurtz, Pete Alonso rounding out the top 5 on first base. This is for the American League, I guess if you couldn't tell. Second place, we got another Blue Jay, or second base, rather. We have another Blue Jay leading the all voting. Ernie Clement is the only player besides Shohei Ohtani to crack 2 million votes. He's got his lead is the largest of any player at the position in either league. He's batting 292, tied for the AL lead, 20 doubles. So, yeah, I mean, he's been having himself a good year, which is kind of crazy. Wasn't really expecting to see 2 million votes though for Ernie Clement. Something with the Blue Jays social media team, the way they're promoting their guys. It's doing really well. But then you've got Ezekiel Duran from the Rangers. A couple of guys who I thought would probably be closer to the level of Clement and Jose Altuve, Jazz Chisholm, heck, even Travis Bazana of the Guardians. All with Chisholm and Altuve both over 400,000 votes. Travis has over 350,000, around 388,000. So it's just crazy. I mean, Ernie Clement is at 2,054,130 votes for him. Huge, huge lead there. Shortstop, no surprise, even though his team's kind of ass, Bobby Witt Jr. still leading the shortstop voting with 1.7 million votes for him. There, you've got another Blue Jay though up there pretty high, Andres Gimenez. He's got 894. I mean, we'll round it up basically 895,000 votes there. Kevin McCoingle of the Tigers might be one of our first Polar Bears in Arlington, Texas. He's been solid, but maybe there might be somebody else I'd throw in there. Nobody's coming to mind just off the top of my head, though, so I guess it's not the worst pick. You've got Jeremy Pena from the Astros and Colson Montgomery from the White Sox. Hey, man, shout out the White Sox. Glad to see, for my guy Jimmy Covers, I'm glad to see that they're having themselves a good season here. One of the best teams. I think they can go deep just because of how weak the American League has been this year. Come over the third base. I mean, the whole entire infield defense of the Blue Jays is just getting all the votes here. In second place with 1.2, almost 1.3 million is Kazuma Okamoto. But Junior Camarena from the Rays is leading the all-star voting there. Another White Sox on the infield defense. You've got Miguel Vargas, Josh Jung from the Rangers, and Jose Ramirez rounding out the top 5 there for the third base. In the outfield, no surprise, you're going to have Aaron Judge there. Mike Trout, always so good on such a bad team. Byron Buxton from the Twins, Cody Bellinger, Julio Rodriguez, Randy Arozarena, Dalton Varsha, Jesus Sanchez, and Riley Green from the Tigers rounding it out, man. And I mean, there are so many Blue Jays here, which makes me question because, those are all really solid players, but like, God, like it is just crazy how many Blue Jays we've really seen. I mean, I think they've got the most out of any team in the American League. I think it might be a little bit of a carryover from the World Series that people are just voting in Blue Jays. They've been pretty mid this year. Like it's been really up and down for this team. I mean, they're hovering right around 400 or around 500 rather. Uh, they've had some pretty bad losses. I will say it's been a little more consistent for them. Their past couple series. I mean, they had a bad series against the Yankees and Phillies, but since then, swept the Red Sox. Then they go against the Cubs, really like lose the first game 16-2, then come back and win it 8-6. Next game gets postponed. It's just like really up and down though for them, like beat the Astros 4-2, then immediately the next game lose 9-7. They're just it's kind of strange to me that so many people are voting in so many of their players. Like they've just had the most guys at getting all-star nods there. So, and then Judge, I mean, like he's got the most votes for the outfielder, but probably not playing because of the rib stress fracture. Trout's been injured too, so it's looking good if you're Byron Buxton. You could make your second All-Star start in your career. And he's, got a real good slugging percentage this year, 591, so be very deserving for him. Then finally, we've got our catchers. And again, I mean, hey, another Blue Jay in there, Alejandro Kirk, second in votes. You've got Shea Langoliers for the Athletics, leading all voters there. Dylan Dingler of the Tigers, Adley Rutschmans of the Orioles, and Ryan Jeffers of the Twins. And then a couple of designated hitters. I like this. I mean, we've got some real sluggers here. Jordan Alvarez, George Springer, Yandy Diaz, Juan Carlos Stanton, and Samuel Bassell, rounding out the top five here. Alvarez just recently launched his 25th homer this Sunday for the Astros. You've got, Springer. That one makes a lot of sense to me. Another Blue Jay, though, of course. I don't know. Maybe if there's any real like baseball sickos out there, maybe I'm missing something. But like the Blue Jays, it's still just kind of crazy to me that they've had a guy in basically every position. They all can't be that good. Maybe I'm missing something. All right, we're going to jump on over to the National League. We're going to see probably a lot of Braves and Dodgers dominating the top three. And first base, sure enough, Freddie Freeman. Not surprised there that he's leading all of it, but Matt Olson hot on his heels. And then, Bryce Harper in third place. All of those guys with well over 1 million votes. Freddie Freeman over 1.5 million. Olson at 1.4 million. You've got Jake Bowers. We're also going to see a lot of Brewers on this list as well. And probably a lot of Cardinals. Alec Burleson ran out the top five there, which I'm not opposed to. I think the Cards, unfortunate for them that they're in the National League. If they were in the AL, they'd probably be my favorite to come out of the AL. They've been a really fun team this year. And I think if they just didn't have they weren't in such a tough league, they'd have a real shot to come out. Excuse me. They have a real shot to make a World Series run, but they're going to have to get through probably either Milwaukee, Atlanta, LA. Philly could be a problem. Even the Cubs in their own NL Central have been really good. But we're going to see a lot of cards on this list probably. Second base, you've got Ozzy Albies from the Braves leading it right there. Bryson Stott from the Phillies, Bryce Trang of the Brewers, Hae-Sung Kim of the Dodgers, and Luis Arez of the Giants. I think no complaints there. Ozzy's been really good for the Braves all season. Shortstop, CJ Abrams of the Nationals. You know, he's that. I think of it a lot with just how mid the Nats are a lot of the time. He is that picture of the Bugatti next to the rundown looking trap house. So I kind of think of him on the Nationals. Then you've got Mookie Betts on the Dodgers, Ellie De La Cruz from the Reds. Another all-star shout for him. Aldo Lopez and Trey Turner rounding out your top 5. Third base, Max Muncy of the Dodgers, Alec Boehm, Austin Riley, Nolan Arenado, and Nick Gonzalez. All guys I think deserve to get the shout. Muncy, I think, is a very popular player on the Dodgers, a great hitter. I think Austin Riley's been a lot more consistent, but just the fans voting, and if it were up to me, I think Riley would be the starter, but it's up to everyone. So, but yeah, the NL is just so stacked. Like there are probably some guys that are getting left off that it's just hard to fit everyone on here. We're going to get to our outfielders though. We've got Andy Pages with the leading vote getters, Brandon Marsh, Ronald Acuna Jr., Michael Harris. So 2 Braves back to back there. Teoscar Hernandez, Juan Soto. The lone Met that we've seen. Crazy. I just always think about the Dodgers and the Mets payroll is nearly identical, and they are just the polar opposite of teams. We got James Woods of the Nationals, Jordan Walker. Well, he's been one of my favorite players this year from the Cardinals, and Kyle Tucker of the Dodgers to round out the top 9. Our catcher, Drake Baldwin. Happy to see that he's getting the most votes there. Will Smith, no surprise that he's on there as well. You've got JT Realmuto from the Phillies, William Contreras of the Brewers. And hey, man, shout out. We got a Rocky that could make the All-Star game potentially. Hunter Goodman with just over 224,000 votes, almost 225,000. So at least the Rockies getting a little nod. We'll take that. Your DHs, no shocker here. Shohei Ohtani, also just the leading vote getter and across all All-Stars. Then you've got Kyle Schwarber, Dominique Smith, Kristen Yelich, and Ivan Herrera of the Cardinals. So, yeah, I think overall pretty good. The AL I don't think it's going to win. The NL just seems so much better. I don't think there's anybody that isn't deserving of an All-Star nod in the NL. Because it's just such a good league this year. They've just the winner of the World Series is coming out of the NL. It'd be a huge underdog story, which would be awesome television for us as sports fans for an AL team to win, but just so consistently good. You look at the top 3 teams across their divisions in the National League, and they are just so good. All right, well, that's MLB All-Stars. Let me know if there's anybody that I'm not thinking of that should get a shout here. They didn't have pitchers listed, so I'm not sure who's leading the pitching list, but I'll find that for us at some point. Shifting gears just a little bit, though, we're going to jump over to the WNBA. NBA as we've got the regular season still underway. Last night, the Liberty took down the Aces in a pretty good game there. You've got an MVP hopeful in Breonna Stewart. And this is another team that are really looking to potentially get back to a championship. They won one 2 years ago. The Aces are the defending champs right now. You've got Asia Wilson defending or making another MVP case for herself, as well as trying to add another title to her repertoire here. So is that the three ball just kind of becoming has kind of been an issue for Vegas at times this year, and it definitely played a factor here where they just weren't getting their shots. I felt like they should have fed Asia a little bit more in the clutch. She only had 18 shots, only 16 points though. 4 steals though, so big defensive outing for her. The Lynx are leading them in all scoring. I'm keeping an eye on the wings, man. Paige Becker's my biggest year 2 player to watch. And a phenomenal matchup that went to overtime against the Storm on Sunday night. She absolutely went off, going 27, 5, and 5 stat line. Also recording a steal. Did that getting 0 free throw attempts. And she definitely deserved at least a few free throw attempts in this game, but didn't get any of them. Her girlfriend, Azzy Fudd, with 26 points. The rookie and the second-year player really carrying a lot of the load for them there. Rika Gumbawale, she got banged up in this one. Yeah, Isaiah James coming off the bench and dropping 18. I mean, it was just a fantastic effort from the wings. But not to be overshadowed, her team didn't get the victory, but Dominique Malanoga just balled out. She had a 37 piece on 14 to 24 shooting and 12 boards. Absolutely. She was just hooping out of her mind there. Got some great contributions from Natasha Heatherman, 21, 4, and 11 there from her. Awa Pham with 18, 6, and 4, and 3 block shots on the defensive end for her. Zaya Cook coming off the bench had 18 as well. So I mean, it was just like two teams that were both just straight and absolute haymakers. They were going back and forth all night. One team looked to start to pull away, and then another team would just go on a big run. And it was like felt like a playoff game here in the regular season. That was a fantastic matchup as well. Flashing back to Friday night a bit, I was mentioning the Lynx. They got a gritty victory over the Valkyrie, still without Nafisa Collier, and like they are still the top team in the league at 13-3. They've got a rookie in Olivia Miles, who's leading their team in scoring. Veteran player like Courtney Williams, who went off, had a really good game in this one, 21, 12, and 5. 12 boards from a guard is really good. Nia Kafi with 22, 6, and 3 in this one as well. Valkyrie, though, like they're one of the expansion teams, made it to the playoffs in year 1 and as the 8 seed. And they've got a solid unit here too. Cecilia Zandalicini led them in scoring in this game against the Lynx. She had 23. They're 10-7 right now, 4th in the Western Division. And just a fun young roster that they've got here. Gabby Williams, Veronica Burton, Jalen Salon, all good players for them. So they really did a good job in their expansion draft and building this team up. So, but I'm excited to see what they can do on the year. Going back to the Lynx though. Yeah, it's crazy that just the contributions that they're getting out of a rookie right now. Miles averaging 18. She's averaging 18, 5, and 6 while picking up around a steal and a block a game. So she is just a real do-it-all player. Yeah, leading her team in points and assists per game. This team's 13-3 with 13-4 rather, without arguably the best player in the league and definitely the best player in the team on their team. Missed the entire year with injury. They're going to be scary when they get back up to full strength. But yeah, just to update on the standings. I mean, it's very neck and neck. There's really only a few teams that are starting to fall behind. I wouldn't say anybody's really pulled ahead, but the Storm, the Sky, the Sun really struggling. Two of those teams are 3-15. The Sky are 4-12. But everyone else, I mean, you've got some teams battling it out 6 through 11 is pretty close. Everyone's 8, either 8 and 9 to 10 and 7. You look at the top 6 or the top 5. I mean, the Wings at 11 and 6. You've got two teams, the Aces and the Liberty at 12 and 5. Liberty actually have played one extra game. They're 12 and 6. The Dream team I didn't even get to mention, they're 12 and 4. They're hot on the Lynx's tails, who are 13 and 4. I mean, I know, it is fun to clown on her, and she's pretty bad shot creator and shot maker, but the Angel Reese addition to that front court has really just opened up and helped out the Dream tremendously. They're just a little more consistent, and they've got more rebounding there. And they have such an elite guard duo in Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard. So I think just that additional help in the front court has really elevated this team to potentially championship caliber. So I'll be keeping an eye on it all season for you. Come back weekly for updates on the WNBA. We've reached our next break segment, so stay with us. We're going to go ahead and hit our next music break. When we come back, going to talk NBA draft and trades. A lot to break down there, so don't go anywhere. You're watching The Final Timeout from Military Broadcast Radio.
Giving veterans a voice.
Lock in every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, for Tracer Rounds targeting veteran resources.
Giving veterans a voice.
Welcome to the world of
Staring out this hotel window, many floors above. What's missing down there is love. Thinking through the smoke that fills my mind, say it's all inside. Heaven and hell. What happened to that angel when he fell? Give it just one try. Tell me you don't like it. Be God for a moment and don't despise it. Adios amigo, so glad I seen you. I won't be seeing you around. Adios amigo, I've been looking for you since I stepped foot in this town. Step outside and breathe. Play a little in the street. Hope it's not me they're sending. Move on from over there. Give the kids a little scare. Oh, these fences, they need mending. Adios, amigo. So glad I seen you. I won't be seeing you around. Adios, amigo. I've been looking for you since I stepped foot in this town. Adios, amigo. So glad I seen you. I won't be seeing you around. Adios, amigo. I've been looking for you since I stepped foot in this town.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at nbradio.net.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final time out here in Work Simple Studios, Westminster, Colorado. Military broadcast radio, giving the veterans a voice. When we left off, I was teasing it. We got to talk NBA draft and NBA trades. I'm going to start with the trades because we've got players getting moved around. We know how good these guys are. These guys the draftees haven't got a chance to prove themselves in the league, but got to start with the big one because this is the huge one. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis getting moved from the Milwaukee Bucks to the Miami Heat. In exchange, the Bucks get back Tyler Hero, Kel'el Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Kasparas Jacunius. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. They got the number 13th overall pick in the draft last night, as well as a 2031 first rounder, a 2033 first round, a 2030 pick swap, and a 2033 second round pick. So Milwaukee loading up on assets for the future. Miami hitting in big win now mode. You're looking at a interesting front court for the Miami Heat. There with Bam Adebayo and Giannis. That is going to be that's going to be a pretty scary front court to try to score on here. I don't know if they have a ton of depth behind that. I mean, they still got Nikola Jovic, who's been kind of developing there. And then it's kind of a lot of no names outside of that. Wiggins probably going to play the small forward. I'd imagine Bobby Portis is probably more of a bench player here. At your guard play, your backcourt, probably Davion Mitchell and Norman Powell. So, I mean, that's a pretty solid. That is going to be a pretty solid lineup, though. I mean, I don't hate that. You've got Mitchell and Norman Powell running the backcourt. Giannis, Bam, and Aaron Wiggins out there. That'll be tough, man. And honestly, the East is kind of just getting better and better. I think Miami absolutely has to be, with Eric Spoelstra still there, especially too, a finals contender. I mean, they were a perennial playoff team. They were just barely missed the playoffs this year with one of their more talent depleted rosters. Yeah, I mean, now you just have a true scoring option. The big thing for them now is just like health, and availability. Which, I mean, I know Giannis was hurt a lot last year, but with how done he seems with the organization, how much of that was being injured or just not wanting to play. I do sort of wonder about the depth. Like I said, Bobby Portis will probably be coming off the bench. They don't have a ton of guard depth. I mean, some guys I think still aren't as proven, like Pele Larson, Trevor Keels, Drew Smith, Jameer Young. The guard depth is a little lacking for me. I guess I like, Bobby Portis, Nikola Jovic, Nick Kashad Johnson as some of that depth in the front court. I haven't really seen a whole lot from Vladislav Golden. Will he, the backup center, will he step up to a bigger role? I mean, that was Khalil Ware was the backup for Bam. So, yeah, I mean, free agency hasn't opened, but I think the big thing for Miami now, I mean, it's honestly, it will be cheaper, is just to try to acquire some good depth. Guard depth, especially, I think they're really lacking. That can be, especially if an injury or something happens, you just want to be able to have a solid point guard to fall back on. We see how important good guard play is. I mean, just outside of the scoring, the facilitating, and having the ball in clutch moments, we saw it really backfire on the San Antonio Spurs in the finals. De'Aaron Fox played terribly at the point guard position, was missing shots, was turning the ball over, having bad turnovers. And then when the ball was in other guys' hands, they were committing bad mistakes that were costly and ended up costing them a lot of games. So something Miami will definitely want to avoid when you've got, but they're going to be a tough team to score on with Bam Adebayo and Giannis Antetokounmpo in the front court. But yeah, what do you think of that Miami starting five? I think Powell definitely a better as a shooting guard. So I think you have Davion run the one, Norman Powell run the two. You're going to have Aaron Wiggins as your small forward, Giannis as your power forward, Bam as your center. Seems like a good team to me. Be a little interesting to see Davion as a starter, as a full-time starter. And I mean, he did that a lot last season. Tyler Hero missing a lot of time with injury. So we'll see if he can take a big leap facilitating and playmaking. That's the only thing that worries me about Miami is how the guard play is going to be. But it's a long season. They got a lot of time to figure it out. And I mean, won't be too difficult as a guard. Like, hey, let's get the ball to the 6'11" Greek demigod. Another trade that went down. An interesting one here. So it's a 3-team trade between the Nets, the Bulls, and the Timberwolves. Dubious Handles, aka Julius Randle, was sent off to the Nets in exchange for a second-round pick. The Nets also got the number 28 pick for that. So, I mean, huge loss for the Timberwolves. And they get back forward Mo Guy. Mo Guy in the 2026 season for the Bulls averaged 8, 3, and 3 on 50% shooting. So maybe he can carve out a role on the bench. I think this opens the door for Naz Reid to be in the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. And then the Bulls in this trade get Nick Claxton. So in this trade, I think the Bulls were absolutely the biggest winner. Nick Claxton, really underrated center on just a terrible team. The Bulls really need some size in their front court. But they're a team that has kind of gone into that rebuild mode. Looking at their depth chart, they've got a lot of good guards, though. I mean, like you've Giddey, Rob Dillingham, Anthony Simons, Trey Jones, Colin Sexton, even Isaac Okoro, Buzelis as your small forward. And now you're just adding like additions like so you get the size. You like a center was a big area of need for you. So you add Nick Claxton, draft Caleb Wilson. So I mean, like that, all of a sudden that starting 5 looks a lot better. So get some more depth at the center, but like Claxton's a phenomenal 5. So that was I really like this trade for the Chicago Bulls. For the Timberwolves, this just really felt like an offload the contract type of situation, try to open up some space. They clearly don't feel like they can win with Julius Randle. I think that they're trying to open up space and find a way to get a real point guard in there. That's something that this team desperately needs. Ton of athleticism, really good at scoring at the rim, but teams with true rim protection, and we've seen this for the Timberwolves. This is what's killed them the past 2 years. When you have a team that has like true rim protection, like the Spurs did this year, or the Thunder the year before, they just can't compete, and they can't attack the rim, and their offense really grinds to a halt. So to me, this opening up space, maybe this is signaling for a potential Ja Morant trade. He's still out there. I don't know. Could be, it could be what they're going for though here. So, or we can, we'll see. I don't know exactly all the upcoming guards, so they're going to be free agents. But maybe they're hoping to spend some money on somebody big there. We'll take a look at upcoming free agents here in a second as well. But yeah, like I don't know. Maybe this is a move they want to go for, like a Harden or a CJ McCollum, who still aren't exactly true point guards. Like I said, we will take a look at upcoming free agency in a little bit. Last trade, another one that I really like, Aaron Wiggins to the Hawks. Wiggins coming off a solid season for the Thunder, was more of a bench player, but is going to come in there, and I think he can be an immediate contributor for Atlanta. When you saw him out there on the court, felt like this could be a guy that could be a starter. Only averaged 9 points this year, but like I said, was coming off the bench. As like Shea's backup in a lot of instances. What did the Thunder get back for this? It was a 2030 second round and the 2032 second round, least favorable of the Lakers / Atlanta. So that's one of those picks that's been passed around a lot. I like this trade for both teams. I mean, you just, maybe make some room for some new blood for the Thunder, and add some depth to your front court if you're Atlanta. Obviously, the Giannis trade for the Heat, I think, is the best of the three. That's that's a superstar player going to a team that's ready to win now. Nick Claxton, I love that trade for the Bulls. I think that's one super underrated. There's a lot of upsides for the Atlanta trade. I think Aaron's still not a super proven commodity, but I do like the upside for it. I don't know if we'll see an immediate impact for this year, or if it'll be the impact that we're expecting in year one, but I think in the long term, it's a good trade for the Hawks. All right. Well, how did the NBA draft go down last night? Let's get into it. No shocker for, I would say, the top four. No shocker there. You went AJ Diabanza. Seemed like the consensus number one overall goes to the Washington Wizards. Excited to see that Wizards team, man. You're like Trae Young and Keontae George in that front court. AD, Alex Sarr, Diabanza. A lot of potential there with that lineup. A team that has, I think, health and injuries are going to play a big factor with the success of this team, I feel. But a squad that has a real possibility to be a playoff team if they can stay healthy. Anthony Davis is one of your starters. Staying healthy is a very big question. Very, very big if, but I like the upside there. Darren Peterson goes number 2 overall to the Utah Jazz. The Memphis Grizzlies take Cameron Boozer out of Duke. Caleb Wilson going to the Chicago Bulls. And then here's where a little surprised, but Keaton Wagler, 5th overall, which I don't hate. I think fits nicely onto the Clippers. He's versatile. He can play the shoot. He can play the 2. He can play the 3. I mean, in a pinch, he could probably play power forward. Although his skill set's more guard dependent. He could potentially play an undersized 4. He is like 6'6", very athletic. So, I mean, I think he's just like he's a guy that can kind of plug in and play where the coach feels they're weakest on the roster. So I like that for him. Mikel Brown Jr. out of Louisville going to the Nets. So that's going to be a very interesting team now. I mean, you've got Claxton's gone. I don't even know who their backup center is. But Michael Porter Jr., Julius Randle, Mikel Brown Jr., I feel like will probably be getting starting minutes. So, and he's certainly going to be in a position where he's going to get to play a lot and get a lot of experience out there on the court. I just don't know, same thing with Darius Acuff, where yes, he's very good. There's still a lot of roster concerns for both the Nets and the Kings. I want to see what they're able to do free agency wise. I mean, and how they can build around this. their team, I could expect improvement, but wouldn't be shocked if both these teams are still back in the lottery. Atlanta, again, addressing their front court needs, bringing in Kingston Fleming, who I think he can really pretty quickly be a plus perimeter defender. He's really worked on his shooting. I mean, he went to like the Navy SEALs of college basketball in Houston. Kelvin Sampson runs a very tight ship around there. It's a team that plays tough defense, so like that, something that Atlanta was definitely lacking a little bit, and could use some more of in the postseason if they're able to return, which definitely a team I think they could be. Then the Mavericks, who just hired Dusty May on as their new head coach, go ahead and draft his center / power forward Morez Johnson Jr. Good for Morez. I honestly somewhat surprised he was the first Michigan player off the board, but it does kind of make sense to me. He was, of all those bigs, he was one of the better shooters. He's very versatile. He can play center or power forward. Dallas definitely needing some more size in the front court. I think, what's his name? Gafford and Lively. It's just they're not quite the scheme fit with Luka out of there. So more versatile big man that's a little bit better of a defender too. Like, he's going to be a fantastic defender. I believe for the Mavericks, he can have a real impact. Just gives him some more depth and versatility there. And he's with his college head coach and Dusty May, joining Cooper Flagg and Kyrie Irving down there in Dallas. Braden Burry's going to the Bucks. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, they need a lot more guard depth there. And Burry's was phenomenal at Arizona as a freshman. I think he'll quickly be, probably won't start, but he'll be behind Tyler Hero. Maybe they'll have him start the shooting guard, but yeah, I think he'll pretty quickly make an impact. Yaxel Lindenberg going to the Warriors, team that really needed, again, more size front court. We'll see how that plays out. Like, I'm excited for Yaxel. And I'm just unsure on how if this is going to really move the needle for Golden State and potentially get them back into the playoffs. And, give Curry one more shot at another run. Definitely needed the size and help in the front court. Still, for me, there's some question marks on that roster. This is one where I'm like, time's going to tell. I don't know if he's going to move the needle for them, but he might be a start towards a rebuild for him as well. Ade Mara, going to the Thunder. Just, of course, they are going to get another insanely tall, talented center to sit and develop in the G League, and then probably fill in when they're ready to move on from Chet or Hartenstein. Who knows? We might even see him get some minutes in the regular season. Nate Amen, technically drafted by the Heat, but he's getting traded to Milwaukee, so trying to rebuild their front court a little bit as well. Versatile wing player. He's got a decent free ball. He's a really good there at Tennessee. So just a building piece for the future for Milwaukee. Heinz Steinbach for the Hornets. So, I mean, if I'm the Hornets, I'm getting Ryan Kalkbrenner in as my starting center. He was their backup last year, but I think his size and ability to protect the rim will, I think, would be huge for the Hornets, who were not the greatest team defensively. And then you can have Steinbach as your backup. I really like that. Washington wasn't very good this year. They kind of flew under the radar, but he was phenomenal for them. And yeah, he is his ability. I think his impact as a defender can be felt right away as his offense develops a little more. And the Bulls end up going and getting Dylan Swain, so a little more guard depth for them there. Guard out of Texas. Grizzlies technically drafted him, but then traded to the Thunder, Bennett Sturts. So the Thunder do need some guard depth. So a good pick there for them. And then after that, it was technically the Thunder. It was the Thunder picking via Memphis, which was traded to Detroit, Abeku Okere. So again, the Pistons, a team that needed some guard depth behind Cade Cunningham. It was a bit risky to, count on a rookie to be the backup point guard and facilitator. But regardless, I mean, it's something that that Detroit really needed. Outside of Cade, they didn't have a great facilitator, somebody to run that half court offense, and it struggled a lot at times. So be helpful to have that. Orlando gets, or rather, Charlotte drafts Christian Anderson for the Orlando Magic. So another team that could use some guard depth there. Anderson was one of my favorite guards going into this draft. He's a great defender and facilitator. He might be a bit of a project as a scorer and a shooter. That could use some work, but I think he'll provide some nice depth for Atlanta. I love Alan Graves to Toronto. I think he'll fit nicely in as a backup for Scotty Barnes. I do think Toronto really needs a true center, though. We've got Jaden Quaintance was drafted by the Spurs, so they're going for size and depth behind Wemby in the front court. They do have a lot of guards, so it makes sense. But after Wemby gets off the court, not a lot of true rim protection or just defense in general. Then the Pistons trade to the Grizzlies Kareem Lopez, an international prospect out of Mexico. So your forwards there to go. We'll see what happens with John Morant if they do end up trading him. Was a little surprised that they maybe didn't go to get a little more guard depth there, but they're looking to just beef up the front court. Baron Philon is heading to the 76ers. They had a music bumper jump scare there. We got Zuby Ejiofor. He's going to Cleveland. Although he was drafted by the Hawks, which is interesting to me because I think Cleveland really would have gone with a guard there, but Philon's actually not going to the 76ers. They drafted him. He's going to Houston. Again, another team that could use the guard depth. I was surprised. Philon to me, honestly, could have been a lottery pick. So I think that's kind of a steal for Houston there. And a bit of a puzzling move. The Lakers end up getting Cameron Carr. And then the Dallas Mavericks go get Sergio Dellera from Spain. So more front court depth for them. I'm surprised that the Lakers didn't take a chance on a center when you have guys like Chris Knack Jr. was still available. Henry Visar from UNC is still out there. Terrace Reed, Koa Pete, just anybody was a lot of different guys that were still available and still on the board there. But they're going with Carr. This bummed me out because initially I thought the Nuggets were going to get him, but they traded this to San Antonio. Terrace Reed Jr. thought could have been an excellent backup for Jokic, but he's going to the Spurs. That really killed a lot of momentum. He's a great rebounder, athletic, can protect the rim. So I think the Spurs got a good one. Celtics ended up getting Chris Sinak Jr. They need some center / forward depth there. Guy who I could see potentially working his way into the starting lineup if he plays to his full potential. The Nets, via the Timberwolves, are getting Joshua Jefferson. That was part of the Julius Randle trade there. And Alex Caravan is going to be going to the Sacramento Kings. And Koa Pete is going to Phoenix via the Mavericks. So that's going to recap our first round there. Some interesting draft picks for sure. Guys, I was surprised Phylon fell as far as he did. Zuby Ejiofor and Terrence Reed were picked a little higher than I expected. Koa Pete dropped a bit further than I thought. Bennett Sturts, I think he got drafted a little higher than I was expecting. And then I think surprised Acuff wasn't the second guard off the board after Peterson, but ends up in a good spot there. Let me know what you think your team did, or how you think your team did in the draft. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at some upcoming free agents. Actually, before we do that, best available on day 2 that we have. I'm really looking at Henry Visar, again, that center of the North Carolina, somebody who I thought was going to go right around the 25 to 27 range. Still out there. Isaiah Evans, guard out of Duke, one of the best available. Same with Malik Thomas. Going down a little bit more, some guys that are very experienced players. Very experienced guards. You've got Richie Saunders, Emmanuel Sharp, Braden Smith, all still on the board. And that same kind of tier is Jaden Bradley, still out there. Keeping an eye on Jacoby Gillespie, Trevor Brazil, 2 guys who would be good for any team to grab. Toby Awake, could be an underrated player to get there as well. Yeah, so those are just some of the best overall players still available. We'll see who goes first in round 2. Definitely can be more definitely harder round to hit on, but we've seen a couple of guys, some round 2 merchants come out and win championships, in Jalen Brunson and Nikola Jokic in the past couple of years. So it's not impossible to find the star there. If this were the draft class, for there to be some guys, I wouldn't be surprised if it was this one. This is a very stacked draft class. All right, shifting gears a little bit to look at upcoming free agents. First, we've got guys who have their player options, so we'll see if they opt into it. You're looking at a lot of Zach LaVine, James Harden on all guys who I believe their teams are going to try to get them to take that player option. And who I do think will probably take that player option. Some other guys, Marcus Smart, Kevin Porter Jr., Jose Alvarado. I think their teams, Al Horford, even if he wants to still play, I think all their teams would definitely take them back and work with them to get that player option. Next up, we've got some restricted free agents. Not a lot of big names jump out. You've got like Tari Eason, Igor Demin, Benedict Mathurin, Jalen Duren. Unlikely that these guys end up somewhere else. It's tougher, it's a lot harder to get the restricted free agents out of there. But the ones we're watching are unrestricted free agents. That's who we want to keep an eye on. This is obviously the big name, LeBron James, 20, going on year 24 for him. What does he do? Does he try to return to the Lakers? Is he going to retire? Does he try to join a team that's potentially in win now mode for one last run at a championship to get one final ring? I don't know. I really don't know what the guy is going to do. I believe, I don't think he comes back to the Lakers because I don't think for the Lakers, that's the contract that he might take or is good for them. I mean, you have Luka. I think the plan is Luka and Austin Reeves. You need to get some athletic bigs in there to play around those guys. And just open up the floor for Luka. We saw what happened. I don't know why Dallas decided to blow this up, but you put a lot of athletic bigs around Luka, and he took a team to the finals. So could potentially do it again if they do that. So I think retirement or a new team is the most likely option for LeBron. He still looks like he's got some gas in the tank, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's on a new team. Maybe the Miami Heat, who knows? San Antonio Spurs team up with the Knicks, try to bring a repeat there. It's tough to repeat in this area of the NBA though. So CJ McCollum getting up there a bit in age, but was really good for the Hawks in the postseason. I kind of feel like they might try to bring him back. I don't know if if there are a lot of other teams that are in that are in the playoff or competitive window where he fits in too well, where you'd want to take a chance on him. So, or maybe he just goes to a team with a lot of cap space that's looking to that's more in the rebuild mode and is still just looking to be entertaining, and he goes there. So Chris Middleton, Kristaps Porzingis, guys who are still in that same boat. I mean, they'd have to take team-friendly deals if they wanted to go do a contender. I think they either end up back on their team that they want, or they're going to kind of end up on a bad team, like sorry, I was blanking there, on like a team like the Jazz or the Nets, somebody like that probably. Tobias Harris, I'd imagine might be Detroit. He's going to probably want a lot of money. I don't know if that's going to be in Detroit's best interest. He probably walks. John Collins, I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers make an effort to bring him back. I think he's 20, almost 29. I think he just kind of fit. He has a good role carved out on that team. Same thing with Anthony Simons. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bulls try to give him a good deal to bring him back. But those are two guys that I wouldn't like. It'll definitely be tough to get them back as well. With Norman Powell, he's becoming an unrestricted free agent. Will he be back for the Heat? I think the Heat can probably make a play to bring him back as well. Vucevic, I think he's walking. I think the Celtics might let him walk. I mean, he's 35, almost 36. Didn't add a ton to them for at the center position. I think Keita, Snack, could potentially be better options for them. Maybe they go get a guy like Zach Collins, Mitchell Robinson, like even Yusuf Nurkic is out there center-wise. Roy Hachimura's going to get paid. He might be tough for the Lakers to keep. He was really good. His previous contract was around $17 million. I don't know if he comes back on a friendly deal for the Lakers. He's going to be highly sought after. Kobe White, he's going to probably seek. I mean, he's not even just barely 26. A team that needs a guard and has a lot of money would really like a team. Would really like Kobe White. Actually, let me see if I can find the salary cap tracker here. So you're looking at teams that are projected to. It's a mess right now. They're still working it out. It's going to shift a lot, but right now it says everybody's in the negative. Teams that are looking to have like the most projected cap space practical would be. Oh man, the NBA cap is such a mess. I mean, teams like Charlotte, they might be able to bring him back. Memphis, Brooklyn, Indiana could have a good shot. Right now, it's saying everybody's cap is in the negative. So a lot of contracts and deals have to get worked out before we get a good sense of it. But other free agents that I'm keeping my eyes on. Mentioned Kobe White. Mo Wagner could be a good depth piece for some teams. Luke Kennard, especially with the explosion he had in the playoffs, teams are going to want to get him. Quentin Grimes. I mean, Philly would definitely want to bring him back, but he's a young, talented shooting guard prospect who could really have a. Excuse me, he's really close to breaking out, probably, and just becoming a high-end starter or a high role player. Tim Hardaway, that was a 6th man of the year candidate. Still got some gas left in the tank there. Russ is set to become a free agent. Does he go to another team? Do the Kings try to bring him back? A lot of guys out there, solid role players. So those are some of the big names that I see potentially becoming available. Hey, what's up, Amber? Thanks for tuning in. We're going to see the mortuarium is opening up soon. Hopefully, I still don't know why my Nuggets traded away a 1st-round pick. I don't think they're going to have a ton of flexibility with the cap space. The NBA's cap is it's such a complicated mess, and it's hard to get some clarity. It's hard to get clarity on who's going to have what. So, all right, that's going to do for my NBA draft. Upcoming free agency, all of that stuff. Gonna go ahead and hit our final music break. When we come back, 82-0 challenge. Can we do it? Hopefully, we did the classic mode. Now we're doing the Hoop IQ mode. Looking to go 82-0 all decades teams. When we come back here on Killer on the final timeout. presented by Military Broadcast Radio.
Let yourself, let yourself, let yourself, stop swiping right, get yourself right, that's exactly what you do. Be a stream, not a trickle, it down, not a nickel, and they will come to you. Let yourself, yeah, let yourself, yeah. Quote a phrase, you're in nickel vibes, and you're trying to find a dime. It don't make no sense how you spend your time. With safe and change values, put your heart up on the chill. Rewind and find your mind this time. Drop it and date yourself. Let yourself. Let yourself. Let yourself. Let yourself. Yeah. Keep trying, but you keep lying about who you are and what you've done. If you don't tell the truth about you, then you'll never find the one. Did yourself, yeah. Make a break from the dating scene, get free, get loose. The only one you need to chase is you. Those days are through when you used to do the things that you used to do. You know that it's true. You're the sweetest fruit, so see the truth, brother. When you love yourself, you don't need another lover. Get out, work out, eat out with your friends. Cause time working on yourself, it's time well spent. It's like you threw yourself into the pig pen last time. But don't throw your pearls before swine. Let yourself, yeah. Let yourself, ooh, let yourself, yeah. Let yourself, ooh, stop swiping right, get yourself right, that's exactly what you do. Be a stream, not a trickle, it down, not a nickel, and they will come to you. Let yourself, hey, yeah. Let yourself, yeah. Let yourself, self, ooh. Trying to get your line home, real hard what you've done. Don't tell the truth about you, then you'll never find the one. Let yourself.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. You're giving veterans a voice today. Powered by Work Simple, where we simplify your mission.
Find us on the web at mbradio.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final timeout in Military Broadcast Radio. And just got a little bit of a Shams update over the break here. So, talking about upcoming free agents and all that, the Lakers are going to be signing, or Austin Reeves intends to sign a 4-year, $185 million max contract that will give him a player option for the final season. Seems like he declined his current player option for a new max deal, which would have been $14.9 million. So maybe potentially trying to just still get a lot of money, but leave some wiggle room for that team to build a potential championship roster there. So good for you, Los Angeles Lakers fans, I guess. But we're going we're going to go ahead and jump into everyone's favorite segment. It's team building exercise.
And I'm putting together a special team.
All right, I've got the site up. We're ready to go. Hoop IQ mode. Can we go? 82 and 0. Did it classic style, but we're still trying to go 82 and 0 here. Going to get the Atlanta Hawks as our first pull here. Gonna go ahead and rock Dominique Wilkins at our small forward. Next spin here. Philly in the 90s. I always forget I can just type it in. That, to me, we're going Charles Barkley as our power forward. The front court's looking good. Going to get the Thunder of the 2020s. Can really only be Mr. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, averaging damn near 30 for this decade. Chicago of the 2000s is kind of mid, so we're going to respin the era and try to get either the 80s or 90s. Perfect. That means we get Michael Jordan. I'm really liking our start here, folks. This is good, Michael Jordan. Now we just really need to finish it off strong with a center, and we might have just got it. We get Shaq. Why am I of the 2000s Lakers Shaq? This is, ooh, man, that's brutal. 77 and 5. Who held us back here? I mean, I'm just shocked that this one didn't do it, man. Everyone's averaging 25 or more. You got, I mean, that front court is nasty. I mean, you got just two elite scorers in the backcourt. I don't know. Maybe we were lacking playmaking. Our assist numbers were a little low there. That one felt good, but 77 and 5. So we're going to go ahead, give it another go. We're going to get Milwaukee in the 90s. Pretty terrible. I'm going to just respin that. Milwaukee in the 90s is not the era. In the 70s, however, we get the man, the myth, the legend, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Next up, we're going to get Dallas of the 80s. Let's see. Is he Mark Aguirre? Just so we don't have to use another respin. Mark's solid. Mark was getting buckets for the 80s Mavericks. We'll take him as our small forward. Oof. Memphis in the 90s. I just hate getting Memphis in this in general. They're just kind of useless for this. Oh, man. We're going to get the Kings instead. Oh, man. Oh, it was Mike. What's his name? Not Bibby. Oof. I think we got to go like Chris Webber here, probably. This one's this probably isn't going to be the run, though. We're going to take Chris Webber. We're out of the respins, but I don't know. This doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel like the run for us. Oh, man, we get the Jazz here. Well, we can't even take He Who Shan't Be Named, so I think we're going to just go with that's not how you spell it. We're going to go with John Stockton. Man, this was off to a promising start with Kareem, and then it just fell apart. Oh, man, now we can't even take Shaq. Let's see, can Magic play the shooting guard? He can. We'll take Magic. All right, well, that was still pretty good, 76 and 6, but Yeah, not enough points out of John Stockton. So the facilitating, the playmaking was elite. I mean, holy crap, we got two of the best playmakers in NBA history. Absolute dogs in the front court, bucket getter and Mark Aguirre. That honestly wasn't as bad as I thought. I think our scoring just kind of limited in the front court, which is what brought us down, or in the back court rather. All right, we give it another go. Also, as we're going along, let me know if you think I make the wrong pick or if I should have gone with somebody else for a different decade. I'm gonna get Utah and the 2020s. I'll take Donovan Mitchell. We're gonna throw him as our shooting guard for now. Utah of the 70s. Well, see, this is why we put Mitchell at shooting guard, because now we just switch to Pete Maravich as our shooting guard. How did we get Utah back to back? I don't know, but I don't hate the front court. It's not bad. I'm not super thrilled about Detroit in general or in the 2010s. We're going to respin that. Couldn't have gone better. Going to take Shaq because our front court is set. I mean, we might be, I don't know if they let you put Kobe at small forward, but we need, Shaq's averaging like 27 and 12. We get Sacramento again. All right, we'll take C-Web again. He was getting boards. I think we've got a lot of scoring. His 20 points per game shouldn't hold us back. Hopefully. And you know what? We're gonna just maybe risk it for the biscuit with a respin here. Perfect. Better era. Go get Dominique Wilkins to round out our small forward. Bang, it's 70 and 12. Who was it? Wow. I mean, I don't think this is all too bad of a team. Wow, we have absolute garbage playmaking, though. That might have been what held us back. The defense is good, though. I mean, we got Shaq and C-Web. Some elite scores. 70-12. I can't believe that was our worst one yet. All right, well, we can go build another. Getting the Jazz twice was kind of brutal. Maybe I should have used a respin, but it's like I can work with either of those guys. All right, we get the Lakers. I believe is Shaq on this team. He is. Okay, yeah. We're just gonna go with Shaq. Shaq's like a cheat code for this. He's pretty important. Ooh, 60s Hawks. What's his name? Bob Pettit. There we go. I just needed the refresher. Well, Bobby Pettit was getting buckets and boards, so we'll throw him in as our power forward. Washington in the 2000s. I don't think we'll take Gilbert Arenas as our point guard there. OKC of the 2000s. I don't hate this, but there's some better eras. We're going to respin and try to get that. Ooh, and we get the 90s instead. I mean, we can go Gary Payton, the glove. Man, what's his face? I think is Sean Kemp technically a center? Oh, fuck, he is. Okay. I'm thinking this might be. I don't want to waste our last respin. Maybe we go Sam Perkins here. Man, that was a big gamble and it did not pay off. Dale Ellis is a solid choice if I remember correctly. Or maybe Eddie Johnson. We're going to go Dale Ellis, I think, as our shooting guard. Hopefully we made the right choice there. And our next spin, Chicago in the 90s. Well, we will take Mr. Michael Jordan. Won't complain about that. Throw him at the small forward. Dang. Maybe I should have just respun. Yeah, I should have just respun that OKC one. That's my fault, everyone. Dale Ellis, you ended up holding us down. I couldn't. We already had Sean Kemp taken up, so we couldn't really do anything. Yeah, look at this, though. Shaq and Bob Pettit. Absolute monsters. And then MJ of the 90s. You slow this down, Dale. All right, attempt number 5. Get the spin here. Pelicans of the 2010s. I think Boogie's averaging more than Anthony Davis. So we're going to take DeMarcus Cousins, throw him in their center spot. New York of the 70s. Could go Walt Frazier, but if I remember correctly, Bob McAdoo was statting it. Hopefully I'm not thinking of a different Bob McAdoo. Not the best era for Golden State. We're going to respin this. 2010s, the absolute peak era for Golden State. And we're going Kevin Durant. His average is just averaging more points and everything than Curry. Phoenix in the 80s. Not terrible, but we're going to give that a respin and go for something a little bit better. We get the Clippers. Do need a point guard. If I'm not mistaken, World B. Free was this is like when he was averaging 30. Those were his averages for the Clippers and that. So we'll throw him on our point guard. Now we just need a strong shooting guard. Oh, we get I think we can get Vince Carter. There we go. I'm feeling confident about this. 72-10. Did I grab the wrong Bob McAdoo? No, I didn't. That was good. Dang. I wonder what held us back here. This was a good team. I just wonder who they thought would have held us back. Not the worst one, but maybe Vince. I don't know. Was he too low? It's a dog, though. All right. Another attempt here. We're getting some good spins. We're getting some good teams. We are just not getting the magic roster. Ooh, the Detroit. Honestly, I might just take Bill Laimbeer. I think he's averaging like 22 and 11 as our center, so we don't have to waste the respin right away. This, we're going to go and get Dirk for power forwards. So front court is all done. Or I guess we still need a small forward. Dang, well, this sucks, man. We get the Milwaukee of the 60s, but we really can't even take. Oh, wait, this is before Kareem got there. Never mind. Was he on this? No, that was before Oscar got here. Man, they just barely got anybody. We're going to respin the era and hope we get Giannis. Instead, we get the 80s. Not an ideal era. I'm wasting both of the respins. We're going for another one. Washington in the 80s. Bernard King, welcome to the squad. This one wasn't off to the strongest start. It's kind of falling apart. I guess you will take Damian Lillard. This one, I can already tell, folks, this ain't the one. Lakers of the 70s. Grab Jerry West. Yeah, oof, one of our worst ones yet. Oh, that was the wrong Bill Laimbeer. Bill Laimbeer of the 70s is the one that's averaging 22 and 11. Yeah, all right. Well, I flubbed that one from the very start. We're going to strike that one from the record. Oh, man. These random spins can be brutal. We're going to respin the era for OKC. Boom, perfect. 2020. We take Shea. So I mean, that's our point guard. Give us a respin. That's That's why we take that gamble. Toronto is only there for a short while, so that actually kind of works to our benefit. Kawhi Leonard. Going to put him at his best position, which is small forward. Get the Knicks. I mean, Jalen Brunson is a pretty good option here, so we'll go ahead and take that. Loving that front court. Loving the backcourt, rather. Memphis of the 2010s. Yeah, heck no. We're going to respin that. Chicago. Man, I mean, this might be Jimmy Butler. Might be our best option here. Go Jimmy or Lewell. I think I'm going to go Jimmy. Kind of unfortunate. That was our last respin. Ooh, and then Indiana. God, who was the best center? I think it's Herb. Probably Herb. We're going to go Herb here. Oh my God. Yeah, the Jimmy Butler and Herb Williams. Just, there was potential here. I mean, you look at these three, we had a real shot, and then these two kind of killed it. What are you going to do? You live and you die by the randomizer. Oh, my goodness. Memphis of the 2010s. Let's respin the team. Houston. Okay, perfect. We get like prime James Harden. That's throw him in as our shooting guard. Houston of the 70s. Okay. This is Elvin Hayes. All right. Yeah. I think this is Elvin Hayes, who's the big man that's averaging the most. Hopefully I didn't mess that up and miss Moses Malone. Okay. We could take Ewing here. But this is the one Bernard King was really statted, I believe. So we're going to go Bernard King there. 2 more spins. We need a really strong finish here. Indiana. Man, that's already out of our team spin. I guess we're going to take Tyrese. And then we're going to really hope for a good center spin here. Milwaukee of the 90s. Come on, give us the 70s. Give us the 70s. Perfect. We can get Kareem. That's a solid finish here. That might do it. Oh, 73-9. Oh man. See, I didn't want to take Indiana. I wanted to respin the team, but we already did that. Oh, it would have been so perfect. Tyrese, I think he's just not averaging enough points or not averaging nearly enough points. We could have just gotten somebody averaging probably around 22 or 23 and around the similar amount of assists. We probably would have done it. All right, we got about 2 minutes, so we have one more spin here, one more attempt to go 82-0. Oh, God, you're going to give me the Clippers of the 2000s. We're going to immediately have to use a respin there because that's just terrible. I'll take Tim Duncan as my 4. We'll go Tim Duncan as the 4. Next spin here, Toronto, the 2010s. All right, we're going to get Kawhi again. That's good. Kawhi at the small forward position. Next spin here, New York of the 90s. We will throw Patrick Ewing in at center. Can't complain with that. Tim Duncan and Ewing as our front court. Elite. Going to respin the era here for Cleveland. Please give us a LeBron there. Thank you so very much. Whoops, that's not how you spell LeBron. Oops, I missed. LB. Perfect. I guess I'll throw him in at the shooting guard. Leave our point guard spot up. I mean, we can move him around. Dallas. Oh, did we go Steve Nash? Frick, that's a terrible last spin, though. That's going to kill us. I'm going to go Kidd. I'm going to go Jason Kidd. Ooh. Brutal. Okay, that was the wrong option there. All right, well, folks, that's all the time we got today. Didn't go 82-0. We'll give it another shot next week. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Final Timeout on Military Broadcast Radio. We will see you next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.